My mother walked into that courtroom wearing a $3,000 suit and Louboutins that clicked like a countdown on marble floors. 23 minutes late. Didn't apologize, didn't look at me. Just checked her Cartier watch and asked if this would take long. She had a spa appointment. The last time I saw her, I was 3 months old. 32 years of silence. 0 calls. 0 visits. 0 birthdays. But the second my grandmother died and left me $4.3 million, suddenly, I'm her daughter again. Suddenly she's suing me for her rightful inheritance. What she doesn't know is that I have 3 pieces of evidence that will destroy everything she's built this case on. And one of them? She handed it to me herself, without even knowing it. By the time that gavel comes down, she'll wish she'd stayed gone. Judge Caldwell's eyes move from my mother's Valentino suit to my $18 Target dress. She thinks appearances matter here. She's wrong. This is Multnomah County Courthouse, Portland, Oregon, November 2023. And I'm about to watch my mother try to steal everything my grandmother left me. The courtroom smells like old wood and her Chanel No. 5, a scent I've never worn because I've never smelled it on anyone who actually loved me. She sits 20 feet away, but that perfume fills the entire room. Expensive, overpowering, just like her ego. My palms are sweating against the wooden table, not because I'm nervous, because I'm angry. $4.3 million. That's what Rose left me. The house on Willow Creek Road where she raised me. The rental properties in Eugene and Salem. The savings she built by shopping at Goodwill while sending my mother $3,000 every single month for 24 years. Valerie Hartford. That's her name. Not mom, not mother. Just Valerie. Because you don't earn those titles by showing up to a funeral after 32 years of silence, dressed like you're going to brunch, demanding money from the child you abandoned. Judge Caldwell knows this. He had Thanksgiving dinner at Rose's house for 29 years. He watched her raise me. He never once saw Valerie. But here's what Valerie doesn't know. I didn't just inherit Rose's money, I inherited her journals. 32 years of documentation. Every missed call, every broken promise, every dollar she took while I went without. I have the receipts. All of them. The bailiff calls the court to order. My mother adjusts her diamond earrings. $5,000 on her ears. I'm wearing Rose's wedding band. Worth maybe $200. Let's see which one matters more. 32 years ago, on a Friday morning in June, my mother dropped me off at my grandmother's house in Portland with 1 suitcase and a lie. I was 3 months old. Couldn't even hold my head up yet. Couldn't sit. Couldn't understand that the woman putting me in someone else's arms was walking away forever. Rose told me the story when I was old enough to ask. Valerie showed up at 8 in the morning. No warning. No phone call. Just knocked on the door with a baby carrier in one hand and a diaper bag in the other. I need a few days to get my life together, she said. 3 days, maybe 4, I'll be back. Rose was 60 years old. She'd already raised her daughter. Thought she was done with diapers and midnight feedings and the kind of exhaustion that makes your bones ache. But when she looked at me, this tiny 3-month-old with brown eyes that hadn't learned to focus yet, she knew. Valerie wasn't coming back. Rose kept the hospital bracelet from my birth. It's in a keepsake box in her bedroom. Baby blue with my name printed in faded ink. Bennett, Megan Rose. 3 months old. 7 pounds. 2 ounces at birth. Born March 19th, 1992, at Providence Portland Medical Center. She also kept the blanket. Baby blue with yellow ducks. The only thing Valerie ever gave me, Rose folded it every week for 32 years. When she died, it was at the foot of her bed. Still soft. Still smelling faintly of the lavender soap she used when she gave me my first bath that Friday morning. The first journal entry is dated June 19th, 1992. Rose's handwriting. Blue ink. Steady letters that got shakier as she got older, but never stopped. Valerie left Megan with me this morning. She's only 3 months old. Said she'd be back in 3 days. Something in her eyes told me she won't. I'm 60 years old. I thought I was done raising children, but when I look at this baby girl, I know. She's mine now. God help me do this right. 3 days turned into 3 weeks. 3 weeks turned into 3 months. By Christmas, I was 9 months old. Rose bought a small tree, put it in the corner of her living room, took a photo of me sitting underneath it in a red velvet dress she found at a thrift store for $3. Valerie didn't call, didn't send a card, didn't ask if I was alive. But Rose showed up. Every single day. For 32 years. Have you ever been abandoned by someone who was supposed to protect you? Comment abandoned if you felt this, because what I'm about to tell you gets worse. Let's talk about what my mother did during those 32 years of absence. Spoiler, she didn't forget about Rose. She just only remembered her when bills were due. August 1992, 2 months after dropping me off. Valerie called asking for $2,000. Emergency car repair, she said. Rose wired it the same day. Didn't ask questions, just helped her daughter. September came. Another call. Another $2,000. Rent is due and I'm short this month. By October, it was a pattern. By November, it was expected. By December, Rose was sending $3,200 every single month like clockwork. Wells Fargo account ending in 7743. Wire transfer, initiated by Rose Bennett, received by Valerie Hartford, 24 years, 280 months, $3,200 each time. Do the math. That's $847,000. Rose's monthly income? Social Security gave her $1,840. Teacher's pension gave her $2,100. Total, $3,940 a month. She gave Valerie $3,200, 81% of everything she had. Rose lived on $740 a month, shopped at Goodwill for my clothes, bought used textbooks, clipped coupons like her life depended on it, because it did. Because she was sending her daughter nearly $1 million while raising her daughter's child on grocery store discounts and thrift store fines. I found the checkbook registers after Rose died. Her handwriting, blue ink, precise numbers in neat columns, every payment documented, every month for 24 years. She saved the receipt envelopes, kept them in a box in her home office. The fax machine still had old bank statements curled in the paper tray. My hands shook reading through them. Not because I was sad, because I was furious. January 2016. The payment stopped. Not because Rose decided to stop, because Rose got diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The money ran out because the medical bills came in. March 2016. Oregon Health and Science University. Room 847. I'm 24 years old, sitting next to Rose's hospital bed, watching her oxygen levels on a monitor. The phone rings. Caller ID says Valerie Hartford. I answer. I need to speak with Rose about the usual arrangement, she says. Not hello. Not how are you. The usual arrangement. She's in the hospital, I say. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. When will she be back home? The payment didn't go through this month. I can't breathe, can't process what I'm hearing. That's what you want to know? My voice cracks. Not how she's doing? Just tell her to call me when she can handle the transfer. Click. She hung up. On her dying mother, to complain about money. I sat there holding that phone for 10 minutes. Rose asked who called. I lied. Said it was a telemarketer. Because how do you tell an 84-year-old woman dying of cancer that her daughter only cares about wire transfers? Rose died 4 months later, July 18, 2016. Valerie didn't visit the hospital, didn't send flowers, didn't come to the funeral. But 3 weeks after we buried Rose, her lawyer sent the lawsuit papers. Comment PARASITE. If you've dealt with someone who only showed up for money, because this gets worse. Every Saturday for 24 years, Rose and I made blueberry pancakes. Not because we loved pancakes, because it was our ritual. The thing that said, we're family. 8 in the morning, without fail. Rose's grandmother's recipe, passed down through 3 generations. Flour, eggs, milk, fresh blueberries from the farmer's market. The wooden spoon with the smooth handle worn down from 40 years of use. The cast iron skillet that heated unevenly but made the edges crispy in just the right way. Rose would tie her silver hair back with a blue bandana. I'd stand on a kitchen chair next to her, my small hands covered in flour dust that caught the morning light coming through the window over the sink. Blueberries would roll across the white countertop. The butter would sizzle when it hit the hot griddle. The smell of coffee from her old percolator mixed with the sweetness of warming berries and maple syrup heating on the stovetop. Fold the batter gently, Rose would say, guiding my hand. Like life. Force it, and you ruin everything. I was 5 years old the first time I asked about my mother. March 1997. Saturday morning, pancakes cooling on our plates. Rose, why do other kids have mommies and daddies? She stopped mid-flip. Set down the spatula. Sat across from me at that old formica table with the metal edges. Some families are born, she said. Some are made. We're the made kind. And that's better, because we chose each other. I didn't understand then. I do now. Age 12. March 2004. Rose teaching me the fold technique. Megan, you see how I'm not stirring hard? That's the secret. Gentle folds. Pancakes need air to be fluffy. Beat them to death, and they're flat. She paused, wooden spoon in hand. People are like that too. Love gently, or you'll break them. She was talking about Valerie. I didn't realize it until years later. Age 16. September 2008. I made the pancakes myself for the first time. Rose sat at the table, coaching from her chair. More butter in the pan. Wait for bubbles before flipping. Don't press down with the spatula. When I served her the plate, she cried. Actually cried. Said, "You're ready. You know everything I know now." I thought she meant pancakes. She meant life. 2nd grade, 1998. Mrs. Dapa Thompson assigned a family tree project. Every kid brought pictures of mom, dad, siblings. I brought one photo. Me and Rose in her garden. She's kneeling in dirt, teaching me to plant tomatoes. I'm wearing overalls 3 sizes too big because Rose bought them at a yard sale for $2. Mrs. Thompson asked, "Where's your mommy?" The feeling hit like someone reached into my chest and squeezed. Like the air got thinner. I looked at Rose in the back of the classroom. She nodded. "I don't have one," I said. Rose never corrected me. Never said, "You have a mother, she's just not here." Never made excuses. Just told me after class, "Some people are born into families. Some people build them. We built ours." I taped that photo to the family tree. Just me and Rose. Mrs. Thompson gave me an A, July 2nd, 2016, 2 weeks before Rose died. She could barely sit up. Hospice nurse said she shouldn't eat solid food. "To hell with that," Rose whispered. "It's Saturday." I made the pancakes in her room using a hot plate. She took 3 bites, smiled, said, "Perfect. You learned well." Those were the last pancakes we shared. 24 years, 52 Saturdays each year. 1,248 pancake mornings together. Valerie's count? 0 Saturday mornings. 0 pancakes shared. 0 memories made. I still make blueberry pancakes every Saturday. My 4-year-old daughter, Eleanor Rose, stands on a kitchen chair helping me fold the batter. Same kitchen, same recipe, Same gentle folds. But this time, the mother shows up. Who taught you the things that matter? Comment their name below. Let's honor the people who stayed. If this story is hitting you hard, subscribe. Because next Tuesday, I'm sharing what happened when I read Rose's journals. The entries Valerie doesn't know exist. September 14th, 2016. Morrison and Associates Law Firm. The day I learned my grandmother had the last word. 14th floor. Corner office. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Willamette River. Rain streaking the glass. Portland skyline gray and heavy like the weight in my chest. Mahogany conference table that seats 12. Leather chairs that creak when you shift your weight. Clock on the wall, ticking toward 2:30. I arrived at 2:15. 15 minutes early, wearing an $18 Target dress I bought on clearance because it was the only black thing I owned that fit. Payless flats with worn heels. No jewelry except Rose's wedding band on my right hand. Hair in a simple ponytail. Canvas tote from a library fundraiser as my purse. Nails unpainted and bitten down to nothing because I'd spent the last 2 months crying and forgetting to eat. 2:38. Valerie walks in. 23 minutes late. Valentino pantsuit. $2,800. I know because I found the tags later in Discovery. Christian Louboutin heels clicking on hardwood. $1,200 for shoes with red soles. Louis Vuitton handbag. $3,500. Vintage. Cartier watch. $8,000. Gold. Honey blonde highlights that cost $400 at some salon in Chicago. French manicure. $75 plus tip. Diamond studs. $5,000. She doesn't look at me, doesn't acknowledge I exist. Just checks that Cartier and says to the receptionist, "Is this going to take long?" "I have a spa appointment at 3. Richard Morrison enters. 63 years old, Rose's attorney for 40 years, gray beard, kind eyes that are red from crying, reading glasses on a chain, tweed jacket with elbow patches. His voice breaks when he clears his throat. Last will and testament of Rose Eleanor Bennett, dated May 3rd, 2016. He shuffles papers, looks at Valerie, then at me. To my daughter, Valerie Marie Hartford, I leave nothing. Not out of spite, but out of truth. For 24 years I supported you financially. $847,000 to be exact. For 24 years you couldn't support your own child emotionally. I consider us even. You chose absence. I chose Megan. We're done. Valerie's face goes from confident to confused to furious in 10 seconds flat. That's not... She can't... Miss I... Hartford, please. There's more. Morrison continues. To my granddaughter, Megan Rose Bennett, I leave everything. The house at 4892 Willow Creek Road in Portland, Oregon. All savings accounts at Wells Fargo. The investment portfolio with Vanguard. The rental properties in Eugene and Salem. And most importantly, the love I couldn't give my own daughter because she refused to receive it. You were the daughter I raised. You are the daughter who earned this. Family isn't about who gave birth to you. It's about who raised you when no one else would. You've been my daughter since June 19th, 1992. Now the law recognizes what we've always known. You're mine. I'm yours. Forever. The room goes silent. Valerie's face drains of color. She stands. Chair scrapes against floor. Looks at Morrison, then at me. Opens her mouth. Closes it. Opens it again. This is absurd. She was senile, clearly manipulated. My mother would never... Morrison cuts her off. Your mother had full mental capacity. Medical records confirm it. Dr. Patricia Ruiz certified competency 2 weeks before this will was signed. This document is ironclad. Valerie grabs her Louis Vuitton. Those heels click toward the door. My lawyer will be in touch. The door slams. $4.3 million. That's what Rose left me. The house worth $780,000. 2 rental properties in Eugene and Salem worth $420,000 and $390,000. Wells Fargo savings, $1,240,000. Vanguard investments, $1,100,000. Life insurance, $270,000. Personal property and jewelry, $100,000. Total, $4,300,000. 3 weeks later, I got served. Valerie wasn't accepting Rose's decision. She was taking me to court, and her lawyer was Gregory Vance, the most expensive inheritance attorney in Chicago. This fight was just beginning. Rose left Valerie nothing after giving her $847,000. Was that fair? Comment fair or harsh. March 2017. 6 months after burying my grandmother, I'm being sued by the woman who couldn't show up to the funeral. Case number 2017 CV 0847, Multnomah County Circuit Court, filed March 3, 2017. Plaintiff, Valerie Marie Hartford. Defendant, Megan Rose Bennett. Plaintiff's attorney, Gregory Vance, Vance and Associates, Chicago, Illinois. The allegations were simple. Rose Bennett suffered from dementia. Megan manipulated an elderly woman. The will was written under duress. Natural heir wrongfully disinherited. Requesting full estate transfer to Valerie Hartford. All lies, but expensive lies. The kind that come with a lawyer who charges $800 an hour. I couldn't afford $800 an hour. I couldn't afford $80 an hour. I had Rose's house and some savings, but most of the estate was tied up in probate. I was 24 years old working as a social worker making $32,000 a year. I found Inez Moreno through a friend of a friend. Small office on the 3rd floor of a walk-up in East Portland. She rode the Tri-Met bus to work. Wore practical flats instead of heels. East Portland native. Night school law degree from Portland State in 1992. 24 years specializing in elder law and estate disputes. I told her everything. The abandonment, the money, the will, the lawsuit. She listened, didn't interrupt. Just let me talk until I ran out of words. Can you prove the abandonment? She asked. I have journals, I said. 32 years of them. My grandmother documented everything. Inez sat forward. Everything? Every missed Christmas, every unanswered call, every dollar my mother took. Stop. She held up her hand. I'm taking your case. Pro bono. And we're going to bury her. Rich people think money wins cases, Inez said. Evidence wins cases. We built the evidence like a fortress. Medical records from Dr. Ruiz, showing Rose's cognitive function from 2000 to 2016. Every annual checkup noting sharp mental clarity. Mini mental state exam results, neurologist consultations, financial records from Wells Fargo, wire transfer documentation. Rose's checkbook registers in her own handwriting, tax returns showing support payments. We subpoenaed phone records. Verizon gave us 15 years of call logs from 2001 to 2016. We collected Rose's journals, 32 volumes, 4,782 pages of documentation, 1,247 entries mentioning Valerie, 387 missed events, 276 documented money requests, 0 visits. I found the journals in Rose's attic. Cardboard boxes labeled by year. Composition notebooks with black and white covers. I opened the first box marked 1992-1995 and read until the sun went down. Tears dropping on pages that documented a lifetime of absence. We had everything. Medical proof Rose was competent. Financial proof Valerie took $847,000. Journals documenting 32 years of abandonment. But the most damaging evidence? I didn't discover it until 2 weeks before trial, and it came from Valerie herself. What evidence came from Valerie herself? Comment your guess. The answer is wild. November 2023, Courtroom 4C, Judge Caldwell presiding. Gregory Vance thinks he'll win with emotion. Inez is about to bury him with facts. Vance stands. Expensive suit. Hair slicked back like he's in a cologne commercial. Confident. Too confident. Your Honor, this is a straightforward case of elder abuse. Rose Bennett was a widow in declining health. Her granddaughter, seeing an opportunity, isolated her from her only daughter. Megan Bennett systematically turned Rose against Valerie through years of manipulation. The result? A will that disinherits the natural heir and enriches the manipulator. This will should be invalidated. Justice demands it. He sits, smug, like he just won. Inez stands, practical suit, no flash, no show, just prepared. Your Honor, Mr. Vance just told you a story. I'm going to show you the truth. Rose Bennett didn't decline mentally. She died of pancreatic cancer with her mind fully intact. Megan didn't isolate Rose. Valerie Hartford abandoned her own daughter at 3 months old and never looked back. This isn't about manipulation. It's about 32 years of receipts that prove exactly who was present and who was absent. Let's look at the evidence. First witness, Dr. Patricia Ruiz, Rose's physician for 16 years. Dr. Ruiz, in your professional opinion, did Rose Bennett suffer from any cognitive decline? None whatsoever. Rose had one of the sharpest minds I've encountered in 30 years of practice. Can you elaborate? Rose came in for her annual physical 2 months before she died. I administered a mini mental state examination, standard cognitive test. She scored 29 out of 30. The only point she missed was the date. When I asked why, she said, I stopped caring what day it was when I knew I was dying. Every day is just another one closer to the end. That's not dementia, that's clarity. Medical records flash on the screen. Annual checkups from 2000 to 2016. Every single one notes sharp cognitive function. No memory loss, full mental capacity until her final week. Then come the bank statements, Wells Fargo, projected on the courtroom screen for everyone to see. September 1992 to January 2016. Rose Bennett, account 7743. Valerie Hartford, account 2891. Monthly wire transfer, $3,200, 280 months, $847,000 total. Inez walks the jury through Rose's income. Social Security, $1,840 per month. Teacher's pension, $2,100. Total, $3,940. Your Honor, Rose Bennett gave her daughter 81% of her income for 24 years. Meanwhile, she shopped at Goodwill and clipped coupons. If anyone was taken advantage of financially, it was Rose. By Valerie. Then the journals. Inez reads them aloud. December 25th, 1996. Megan is 4 years old. She asked why Santa brought presents to Grandma's house, but not Mommy's house. Valerie called, asking for $5,000 for a business investment. I asked if she wanted to speak to Megan. She said she was in a hurry. How do you explain abandonment to a 4-year-old? June 15, 2007. Megan graduated high school today. Valedictorian, full scholarship. After the ceremony, Valerie called. Not to congratulate Megan, to ask for $4,000 for car repairs. I told her to go to hell. First time I've ever told my daughter that. But it's the truth. July 16, 2016. I'm dying. Dr. Ruiz says maybe a week. I called Valerie at 2:47 p.m. She said she was busy. I said I'm dying. She said we'll talk when I feel better. She hung up. 19 seconds. Megan is here holding my hand. That's the difference. Phone records next. Verizon account 503-782-9144. 15 years of data. 238 calls from Rose to Valerie. 17 answered. 7% response rate. 47 calls from Valerie to Rose. 41 about money. 6 holiday courtesy calls. 0 asking about Megan, then photographs. 387 of them. 32 years. First day of kindergarten. Elementary graduations. Middle school honor roll. Sweet 16. High school graduation. College acceptance. Every Christmas. Every birthday. Every Thanksgiving. Rose in every photo. Megan in every photo. Valerie in 0. Your Honor, this is years of photographic evidence. You know who appears in every single photo? Rose Bennett and Megan Bennett. You know who appears in exactly 0 photos? Valerie Hartford. Not because she was excluded, because she never showed up. Then Inez drops the bomb. Your Honor, I'd like to present Exhibit M, Ms. Hartford's Instagram account. The screen fills with Valerie's posts. December 25th, 2015, Christmas Day. Valerie on a beach in Maui. Blessed life. Another Christmas in paradise. Meanwhile, Rose and I made Christmas dinner alone in Portland. June 15th, 2007. My high school graduation day. Valerie at a spa in Scottsdale. Self-care Saturday. Sometimes you just need to treat yourself. Meanwhile, Rose watched me give the valedictorian speech. March 19th, 2023. My 31st birthday. Valerie shopping on Michigan Avenue. Retail therapy is the best therapy. Not one mention of me. Not in 32 years. Your Honor, Ms. Hartford has documented her own absence. These posts prove she chose luxury vacations over her daughter. Spa days over milestones. Shopping over showing up. This is who Valerie Hartford is. Her own social media convicts her. Gregory Vance is panicking, shuffling papers, whispering to Valerie. Her face is pale. She's looking down. Judge Caldwell removes his glasses, cleans them slowly. His expression is grim. The evidence was overwhelming. Medical records, financial records, journals, phone logs, photos, social media. Everything pointed to one truth. Rose was right. Valerie abandoned me, but the trial wasn't over. Inez had one more move, and it was about to break Valerie completely. She posted from Maui on Christmas while her daughter was alone. Comment shameless. Inez Moreno stands, looks at Valerie, says 5 words that change everything. I call Valerie Hartford to testify. Valerie walks to the stand, still confident, still thinks she can talk her way out of this. Ms. Hartford, when is your daughter's birthday? She pauses. It's in the summer. What date in the summer? I'd have to check my records. You need to check records to know your own daughter's birthday? It's been a long time. Let me help you. March 19th, spring, not summer. Murmurs ripple through the courtroom. What was your daughter's major in college? I'm not sure. Psychology, with a minor in social work. She graduated with honors. Did you attend her graduation? I wasn't able to make it. Were you invited? No. Why not? I don't know. Could it be because you hadn't spoken to your daughter in 32 years? Objection. Vance stands. Overruled. Answer the question, Ms. Hartford. Silence. Let's talk about July 16th, 2016. Your mother called you at 2:47 p.m. Do you remember that call? Vaguely. Your mother was dying. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She had days left. She called to say goodbye. Do you remember what you said? Valerie shifts in her seat. I don't recall exactly. Let me refresh your memory. Phone records show the call lasted 19 seconds. Your dying mother said, I'm dying. You said, we'll talk when you feel better. Then you hung up. Is that accurate? Tears form in Valerie's eyes. I didn't know she was that close to. She told you she was dying. What part of that was unclear? No response. Did you visit her in the hospital? No. Did you call back? No. Did you attend her funeral? No. But 3 weeks after her funeral, you filed this lawsuit, correct? I deserved... You deserved what? $847,000 wasn't enough? Valerie is crying now. One final question, Ms. Hartford. Look at your daughter. Look at Megan. Valerie turns. Looks at me for the first time during this entire trial. What color are her eyes? She stares. Blue? Brown. They're brown, like your mother's. Like yours. You don't even know what color your own daughter's eyes are. The courtroom goes completely silent. No further questions, Your Honor. Valerie steps down from the witness stand, avoids every eye in the room, sits next to Gregory Vance, who's already packing his briefcase. He knows. We all know. The trial is over. We're just waiting for Judge Caldwell to say it out loud. She didn't know her own daughter's eye color. Comment exposed. Judge Caldwell removed his glasses. Clean them. Put them back on. The courtroom held its breath. I've been a judge for 37 years. I've seen people lie. I've seen people manipulate. I've seen people try to rewrite history to serve their interests. He looked directly at Valerie. But Ms. Hartford, you're not rewriting history. You're trying to erase it. 32 years of documented absence, $847,000 in financial support, while you gave your daughter nothing. Not time, not love, not even basic knowledge of who she is. He picked up the gavel. Rose Bennett was one of the finest women I've ever known. I had Thanksgiving dinner at her house for 29 years. I watched her raise Megan alone. I watched her attend every school play, every parent-teacher conference, every milestone. I never once saw you. He looked down at the documents spread across his bench. The medical evidence proves Rose Bennett had full mental capacity. The financial evidence proves she supported you for decades. The journals prove she documented your absence. The phone records prove you ignored her. The photographs prove you were never present. Your own social media proves you chose luxury over your daughter. And your testimony today proved you don't even know basic facts about the child you're claiming to love. He raised the gavel. The will of Rose Eleanor Bennett stands as written. This case is dismissed with prejudice. Furthermore, Ms. Hartford, you will pay Ms. Bennett's attorney fees in full within 60 days. And let me be clear. Don't come back to this courtroom with frivolous claims about a woman who gave you nearly $1 million while you gave her granddaughter nothing but absence. Crack! The gavel came down so loud, Gregory Vance jumped. Valerie stood. Didn't look at me. Didn't apologize. Didn't acknowledge 32 years of anything. Just walked out. Click. 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 Louboutins on marble. Same way she walked out when I was 3 months old. Some people never change. I cried for the first time during the entire trial. Inez put her hand on my shoulder. She's gone. You're free. Dismissed with prejudice. Cannot be refiled. $87,000 in attorney fees she has to pay me. $4.3 million estate stays mine. Public record. Permanent documentation. Valerie left with nothing. And owes me money. That was November 2023. 2 years ago. I haven't seen my mother since. Haven't heard from her. Haven't thought about her much. Because I learned something that day in court. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who shows up. And I finally had legal proof that Rose was my mother. Not Valerie. Rose. Dismissed with prejudice, and she has to pay attorney fees. Comment, karma. I still live at 4892 Willow Creek Road. Same house, same kitchen, same porch swing, same hibiscus garden Rose planted when I was 5. Every Saturday morning at 8, my daughter and I make blueberry pancakes. Eleanor Rose Bennett. 4 years old, born 2020, named after her great-grandmother. She has brown eyes like mine, like Rose's, like Valerie's, though that doesn't matter anymore. Eleanor stands on a kitchen chair next to me, her small hands learning to fold batter gently. Like this, Mommy. Just like that, baby. Gentle folds. Just like Great-Grandma Rose taught me. January 2024, 2 months after the trial, I established the Rose Bennett Scholarship Fund, $2 million endowment. Full-ride scholarships for first-generation college students being raised by grandparents or extended family, $150,000 awarded annually, 20 months running. 11 students sent to college. Portland State, University of Oregon, Oregon State. This year's recipients: Terrell Washington, raised by his aunt studying pre-med. Keisha Martinez, raised by her grandfather, engineering. Dakota Rivers, raised by her grandmother, psychology. Brianna Foster, raised by her great-aunt, social work. Zara Khan, raised by her grandfather, business. Devin Price, raised by his older sister, education. Kids who know what it means when family shows up. Sweetheart, do you know how much Mommy loves you? I ask Eleanor. How much? Enough to show up, every single day, for the rest of your life. Will you always be here? Always. That's what mommies do. They show up. Eleanor will never ask where her mommy is. She'll never wonder if she's loved. She'll never stand in a classroom alone without a family tree. The cycle is broken. Valerie filed for bankruptcy in April 2024, $340,000 in debt including the attorney fees. Lost her Chicago apartment, moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana, works retail at TJ Maxx, drives a 2008 Honda Civic. No Instagram posts since then. No designer handbags, no Louboutins, just consequences. Every Sunday evening, Eleanor and I visit Rose's grave at Oak Hill Cemetery. We bring fresh hibiscus flowers, watch the sunset over the Willamette River. Tell me about Great-Grandma Rose again, Eleanor says. She was the bravest woman I ever knew. She chose me when nobody else would. She taught me that family isn't about blood. It's about who stays. Like you stay with me? Exactly like that, baby. Exactly like that. Family isn't who gives birth to you. It's who raises you. Who shows up. Who makes pancakes on Saturday mornings. Who sits on porch swings watching sunsets. Who teaches you how to fold batter gently because force ruins everything. Rose taught me that. And I'll teach Eleanor. And she'll teach her children. That's the real inheritance. Not money, not property, not legal documents. It's the legacy of showing up, of staying, of being present. Eleanor stands on her kitchen chair. Mommy, am I doing it right? I guide her small hands. Perfect, sweetheart, gentle folds. Just like Great-Grandma Rose taught me, just like I'm teaching you. Same kitchen, same recipe, same love. But this time, the mother stays. The people who love you will show up. The people who don't will send excuses. Choose your family accordingly. I'm Megan Bennett, and I'm proof that sometimes the family you make is stronger than the family you're born into. Drop a comment. Who raised you when your biological parents couldn't? Tell me their name. Let's honor the people who stayed. If this story hit you, please subscribe. Every day, I share real stories about people who chose themselves over toxic family. You're part of the Truth Over Blood community now. See you in the next story.